Good evening, everyone. Welcome to my channel, Shanna Makes It. Now, this evening, my card that I'm going to make is just going to be a total mashup of a variety of things. I'm just going to walk through the pieces here and just show you what I'm going to use. I'm going to use Spellbinder's Embossing Folder of the Month, April 23. It is called Seamless Floral Background, and I'm going to use that for my background panel, which I have already prepared. So I'll be using that. And then I'm going to be using this Sweet Bird on a Branch Spellbinder's die set. And I'm doing it for the birds, which I just realized I haven't cut out my dies for the birds. I've got everything else cut out, but I need to cut out the bird dies. So I need to do that. And then I'm also using Build a Spring Birdhouse Spellbinder's die set. And I checked on both the Sweet Birds on a Branch and Build a Birdhouse, and they're still available, as is I'm using this So Happy die set so that I can have these flowers that have this etched texture on it because I wanted some florals for that. So I'm using another Spellbinders. And then I'm using the Simon Says Simple Mother's Day Cinnamon is what I'm using. So I'm just kind of, like I said, mashing it up, just bringing all different kinds of things. I did know that I tried to be real careful to make sure I got the dies that I used back into the right package. I even checked the Spellbinder site to make sure because when I was using the leaves for the different elements and stuff. But anyway, this is what I have done, is I went ahead and cut my panel. I cut some of my dies out. Like I said, I need to do my birds. I forgot to do those. So I've got a lot of stuff already cut out and ready to go. And then I'm just going to start building my card. So I'm going to pause a minute and get my birds ready. And I need to grab, I need to do a little blending here. So I need to grab a dauber and a stamp ink pad, and then we'll get started. Okay, so I am back. I got my birds die cut out and I grabbed my dauber, and we're going to just begin assembling our card. So I think we'll start with just get our panel together. This panel is 4 inches by 5 1/4. So I took 1/8 of an inch, a quarter off, so I'd have 1/8 of an inch all the way around for my card base. So I'd have a little bit of white showing on there. So the first thing I think I'm going to do is, I'm going to turn my panel around because I think it's upside down. I've got 2 layers here of just my regular white card stock. And what I did, all of the die cutting came from my scraps. I mean, I just took whatever I had, scrap, small pieces, and just used it to get all these die pieces, or these die cuts. So what I wanted to do is just darken this hole that is the entrance to the birdhouse. And what I'm using here is I'm using this Gathered Twigs Distressed Oxide ink is what I'm using. So I just wanted to darken it in. So I left the center in this one, but I cut the center out of this so that when I layer it, you can see the brown through the back side of it. So I'm just going to grab my glue and just begin layering this up. I just wanted it to have a little bit of dimension on the birdhouse and pop it up off my card base a little bit. So that's what I'm doing. I haven't made cards for a couple of days. I've been kind of busy, and I was feeling like I needed to get back at it. And I was tempted to kind of sit outside for a little bit, but I've had plenty of time outside today. I had my grandsons, and we were out most of the day. The weather is just absolutely beautiful here in Indiana right now. So I'm taking advantage of that by getting as much time outdoors as I can. I've been able to get some of my flowers out, which is awesome. So I'm excited about that. So my birdhouse is basically going to be my focal point on here. And I'm going to embellish it with some flowers, a bird, and then I need to make sure that I leave enough room for a Happy Mother's Day sentiment there. I don't know if I'm going to use this color or this color. These are the colors that I have, or I guess I could even use white because I have that as well. these are the colors that I have that I'm using for my birds and my my flowers. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually just lay this down and just glue it flat, because I think I have enough dimension with the layers that I have on there, and I don't want to see foam tape behind it. So I'm just going to do that. And you can see in my bottom layer, I did cut that circle out, but in the middle when I left it in, I realized once I started die cutting that I wanted to leave that circle in there so I could color it in. The little entrance to my birdhouse. Just trying to get this lined up how I want it. There we go. I think it's going to be like that. And then I'm just going to take my stamp block and set it on there, and hopefully some of that glue will adhere. It's not going to hit all the areas because of the raised panel, but we'll work on that. So I think while I'm letting that dry a little bit, I'm going to try and do some assembly of my flowers. And I've got 3 different pink colors that I cut out, and these flowers are from the So Happy die set that I had. I wanted some that had some dimension, and was just quickly looking through what I had, and I thought, oh, these definitely have some dimension, so these are the ones that I decided to use. And I'm not sure, I mean, you can layer them different ways. I don't know that I want to do that. And then I also cut out the white centers that were in the actual Build a Birdhouse die set. So I cut the white ones out because I thought I would use some of those as well. And I think I can use these together to kind of make some flowers that'll work. Okay, so that may be a bit fussy for some of you because there is quite a bit, but I did get all of my flowers arranged how I want them arranged, and I think I'm ready. I have got several leaves, and I've got some pieces that I didn't use there. And then for the bird, I think I'm going to do, I cut it out of 3 different colors here because I was thinking I wanted to have some variety on my card, or on my bird. So what I was thinking was I would, and this, you actually have the, let me zoom in here a little bit, and I'll move up here. You actually have a pattern there that shows you where that wing goes. So it's actually just cut out exactly like the definition that's already on the bird. So you can just lay it down there and line it up just like that, and the same way for the bird's breast. So you can just put your glue there and you can just lay it down right there. And pardon my voice, I'm a little bit froggy. We've had a little bit of a bug running through with the, you know, I watch my grandkids, and it seems like we keep getting whatever little bug they have. So anyway, and I've got a couple more birds out there that I could use that I may or may not use. So I've got that. Hopefully this is laid down nicely. And what I'm going to do is just move this around here. Looks like I didn't adorn one of those. So we'll just add a little glue. I don't know if I'm going to need all these pieces, but I've got them, so I'm getting them ready. And we'll go from there and see what we need. I'm just going to get that laid down on there, and that glue is a little messy, but it'll dry fine. So what I'm thinking is to just hopefully not glue these to my glass piece. There we go. This wand I have here is kind of, The tip on it's a little bit messed up, so it's not picking them up as well. Probably need to change that tip. And I was just thinking, you know, some of these that are smaller, I need to get this up in frame. I guess I'm currently on the struggle bus here. Okay, there we go. So what I was thinking is these that have some strands on them, I would kind of maybe float off the side of the birdhouse, and then maybe lace some of these bigger ones. And like I said, I may have just way too many. I don't know. We'll see. Let me think. No, I'm going to do this one, I think. Maybe here. And just trying to get an idea of how I might want to lay them. Might do that. And then this. So that's kind of a general idea of what I'm thinking. I think what I'll do is I'll just go ahead and start to lay down some of this. Okay, so I went ahead and layered this 3 deep, so and I've used the glitter on the top of it. So I'm just going to lay it down on my card panel. Quickly, trying to keep this video from not being too long. Keep thinking I'm going to try and make shorter videos, but then when I get going, it just takes me a bit longer than, even with everything die cut out and kind of planning ahead, it just takes time to work through all the elements of it. So I'm going to lay that down on there. And then as I was working on this, I thought that perhaps maybe I should put a little leaf or something over here on this. So I think I'm going to just take that and put a little leaf in there as well, and then that won't be so. I think I might just put one more. Yeah, maybe. Maybe not. Trying to decide what. Oh, we'll leave it like that. Okay. All right, so there's my card. I've got my panel, my card base here, and I'm just going to make sure I've got it open the right way. I'm just going to, actually, I think I'm going to use my tape runner, and I'm just going to run my tape runner across there. And then I'm going to line it up as best I can. Make sure I have a good, make sure I have a good, nice, even edge around there, and then just push down. So that's my card. I think it turned out really cute. It's got lots and lots and lots of dimension. Maybe too much. I got a little carried away. Anyway, but I have, I used one of the card bases from the Spellbinder kit and an envelope from it. And I thought real quick, since I've got some extra pieces here, I would just real quickly assemble another little bird and put it on the outside of my envelope, and maybe throw a couple flowers and leaves on there as well. So I'm just going to do that real quick and just adorn my envelope. Got that. So I think what I'm going to do is just put my little birdie right down here on my envelope, and I'm going to take a couple flowers, maybe even a leaf, and do it like that. And just because this is going to be hand delivered, there's no reason why I can't do this. So I'm just going to do it. I think it'll be really cute. Oops. And there we go. So there is the outside of my envelope and my card. I think it's super cute. It's a lot of die cutting, a lot of little managing a lot of little pieces. But if you're up for that, it's fun. But I guess the whole reason for this video is just to encourage you to mix and mingle your different die sets to come up with exactly what you're looking for. I wanted to add some flowers to this birdhouse, and I didn't have any flowers with some texture, so I did that, and I just mixed it up, and then I added my Simon Says Happy Mother's Day to it, used my embossing folder, and this is what I came up with. I think it turned out all right. So I hope you like it. If you like it, give me a thumbs up. It sure is an encouragement to me to get all your likes and your comments. So I will link everything that I used in the description box below. Have a great evening. Take care. Bye-bye.